It's difficult for people with disabilities to be forced into the role of ambassador, but we kind of have no choice. I tend to write from a really raw and honest place. It's literally my diary sung out loud. As scared as I am of being vulnerable, I absolutely love being vulnerable with my music.
Soft eyes looking at me, warm hands all over me, and
I love being on stage and singing out loud and admitting that that's how I feel. It's not like I could just walk around saying some of this stuff, but I'm allowed to in song. One of the most beautiful things about music and being a songwriter is having somebody connect with what you've written and say, I get that too, I feel that too. It's sort of like, to get too cheesy with this cosmic interaction that kind of happens, it's really, really special. I would say that music started when I watched The Little Mermaid. Only because I started singing along with her and I just realized how wonderful it was and it just felt really good, and then I couldn't stop singing, and then I just did everything I could get my hands on. I got my dad to put me into choirs, and I joined the jazz band at school, and I was just in music. From then on, I was just music, 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 music. Michelle Branch was an influence when I was in high school because she was this young, talented woman who was writing her own music and being successful at it. And I was like, I want to do that. If she can do that, why can't I? I picked up the guitar and started learning how to play guitar. And that's when I feel like things really opened up for me, because I learned how to write music and sing and songwrite, and it's the most amazing feeling for me. It's my first love, it's my true love, and it's the thing that I feel is closest to my soul, to my heart. And I put myself through it because apparently you can't get a job in music, and I said, screw it, I'm gonna do it anyway. I wanna do what I love. So I put myself through a year of music studies, and my goal at the time was to go through to Cap College and continue on. But in the summer of 2008, just after that year, I got into a car accident and I broke my neck.
come on, just kiss me.
When I first came out of surgery, I was almost completely paralyzed and told I had a 10% chance to walk again. Yeah, so for a little while there was no music for me. Playing music was completely and utterly out of the question. Every muscle below the level of my injury, so every muscle was affected, including my diaphragm. Even just getting out a sentence was challenging and took my breath away. Most challenging was that a lot of the nerve damage is in my left hand, and I can't play guitar anymore. And that was crushing, because that's what I did. For years, that's how I got out my emotions, how I experienced life was through my music, was picking up my guitar. And here I went through this completely traumatic experience and I couldn't do what I would normally do to make myself feel better. So it was kind of like this tumble down a hill of just feeling absolutely wretched about it. So yeah, it took a few years before I finally started to, I guess, realize that once music is in your soul, it's never going anywhere. I totally feel like I'm an infant. I give a lot of credit for my rehabilitation to my friends and family. For the first 4 weeks, I had somebody with me 24/7. They were working in shifts at the hospital, staying with me. And I can't tell you how invaluable that was, because I had this cheerleading group, and it was, I really believe it's the reason why I healed as much as I did. It's pretty much inevitable that when you go through something so traumatic, you have no idea what's going on, you don't know if you're gonna recover, everyone's got a big question mark over their heads. Am I gonna walk again? I don't know. It's really, really difficult to keep your spirits up. But you need to try to heal in order to heal. I guess I am becoming that person who's inspiring other people now, which is kind of neat. Vancouver Adapted Music Society for me, and now Wingspan, showed to me that just because you have a disability does not in any way, shape, or form mean that you can't do music anymore, that you can't perform music, that you can't write music, that you can't play. It really helped me realize that the only thing that was stopping me was me at the end of the day. And I needed to get back into music because I loved it, and I could if I just tried and learned how to do it with my new body and in new ways. I was able to start writing again, and then I picked up the ukulele. I was like, oh, well, I can't play guitar, but the ukulele is easier, so let's pick up the ukulele and start playing that. And it worked. why I try to be very understanding of the people who don't get it is because I kind of was one of those people before as well. I would never say that I actually attacked anyone, but a little part of me was like, you're in a wheelchair, why are you standing up? And now I'm like, oh my gosh, just because they're in a wheelchair doesn't mean they can't walk at all, they just need it for long distances. I get that now. Oh my gosh, I was such an ignorant meanie. So I kind of get it. If I'm taking up, for example, the handicap parking spot and I stand up and walk out of the car and I'm young, they're like, what do? You're taking the spot. And it's like, well, I actually have a spinal cord injury, but you wouldn't know and you've never experienced that. So I feel like exposure is extremely important, especially to youth, because let's face it, they tend to be more receptive. I was young, I was fit, I was healthy, I was traveling the world, and I was still pretty superficial, to be honest. And after going through all these things and meeting all these amazing people, it just really expands your view and lets you understand that beauty is way, way more than just that visage that's out there.
We're so often told that we need to look a different way, we need to do something different in order to feel beautiful, in order to look beautiful. And that's really simply not true. It comes from within.
You expose yourself to new ideas, to new people, and to new opportunities. Try not to get stuck on the way you used to do things. And I feel like I'm a better musician now. I feel like I'm a better singer. I feel like I'm even a better songwriter than I ever was. It's inexorably combined. My disability is a part of me. It is part of my life. It is who I am now. It's impossible to separate it from anything I do. You're supposed to be independent. You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be able to do everything yourself. You're not supposed to rely on anyone else. So at least we have music as an outlet to be like, no, I am freaking sad right now. And I hurt and it's killing me. And it gives you that place that you're allowed to feel that way. And it's perfectly okay and acceptable. And not only that, it connects you with other people. So you know that you're not alone. For me, you're faced with a situation, you can either fall down or you can just push through and find your way through. I'm really fortunate that I do usually, I'm still here, so I always end up at the end, at some point, being like, no, I've got to, I either move forward or I don't do anything, and I'd rather move forward.
I love this dream.